Is this infidelity? Or am I being gaslighted? My BF of 1 year accused me of cheating and just wouldn't stop pointing fingers at me and twisting the reality. I need others' POV to know, is this counted as cheating or am I being gaslighted? Long story short, I played a game recently and met a new group of friends. I became closer friends with a guy, X, and a girl, A. We sent reels to each other and chat. They all know I have a BF. Now, my boyfriend found out that I was texting with X. He demanded my Insta password. I gave it to him, and I said I was only sending memes and chatting with him occasionally. That was true in my head, so I didn't think much when he said he'd read the whole thing. He then accused me of lying, telling me I was the one who kept chatting to him until he's comfortable enough to talk a lot with me. He told me I was hiding stuff. I did not have even an ounce of intention to cheat. I stopped contacting X at all because I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. My BF and I stayed LC for a while since he started telling me to just run to the other guy, all nonsense. I broke the boundaries, over friendly with opposite sex, but I didn't cheat, flirt or sexting, and I was already willing to fix my problems. A few days later, he said he wanted to forgive me but also told me I kept lying to him and I missed all my chances to regain his trust. He told me I was lying, that I only sent reels and chats, as according to his interpretation, I did a lot more than that. In my mind I was just trying to make friends and I didn't even remember I sent one food pics. That friend was so insignificant to me that I don't remember everything we talked about. I said I have never been in a call with him, and that was true. I have never been in a private call with X together. But I remembered that sometimes during the game we'd be in the Discord call with the others. So I said that it was just a game event. Nothing more. None of my words got through. He kept accusing me of lying and kept scrolling my chat with X. He treated me like I was a cheater when I was not even cheating, and during the time that we fought he didn't hesitate to hurt me with his words. My question: is it lying if I really don't remember what I talked about with X? Is it lying if I only said what I remembered? He accused me of trickle-truthing, but I feel like he's forcing his own twisted reality to me. Like he wants me to admit I did enjoy the validation from other guy. I don't even know what is the lie and truth anymore since he kept grilling me and pointing fingers at me. I said many times I was not cheating and not even planning to leave him, but he didn't believe me at all and kept asking me why did I have to lie. Am I being gaslighted? Technically, yeah, I lied, because I didn't even remember what happened. But my BF said it doesn't matter what you remember, it's what you did. While what I did was not cheating at all as well. Did I flirt? No. Any sexual innuendos or sexting? No. Did I send any nude/suggestive/normal selfies? No. Did I present myself as a single woman? No. Did I make a plan to meet him and fuck? No. Did I confide my secrets to him? No. Was I being too friendly? Yes. And I admitted I was wrong. The total amount of days we chatted intensely was less than 10 days accumulated, for no more than 1 to 2 HRS a day, over the span of 3 months. I did break the boundaries for being too friendly. But is it infidelity? Is it EA if I didn't even think of him fondly? Comment. Has he been cheated on before or cheated on someone else? If not, then he is either in a bad place or cheating himself. You are both young. Is this what you want in a relationship? Always defending and figuring your boundaries? I think the lie is the problem, and now he cannot trust you. You seem like a caring person. I see you have quite a few posts in various subs about this. I could see how this young fella would be upset if you were messaging with another guy, but if you let him look through it, were honest with him, and are willing to communicate and change, he needs to chill. Nothing you did is a deal breaker. I'm sure every relationship has its own boundaries or expectations regarding opposite sex friendships, or maybe we should say friendships where any possibility of romance exists. I see that his GF cheated in a previous relationship, and I get how that messes with your head. My ex cheated on me multiple times. That has had an impact on me, but it has not created a mindset that all women cheat. Bottom line, it looks like you were open and honest with him and showed him all the communications with Mr. X. I don't know what too friendly means. To me that would be talking about inappropriate things, flirting, acting like you're single, that kind of thing. When I saw my ex's messages with the guys she was cheating with, there was no mistake that they were involved in a relationship. If you look at a private conversation and need to hunt and peck to try to find lines that were crossed, then it's just grasping and shows his insecurity. At minimum you two need to have a serious talk about this stuff, talk about feelings and boundaries and expectations. If his expectation is that you can't have male friends, that's a problem, Imo. I don't see that you've given him any reason not to trust you, but he still doesn't trust you. If he's not trusting you because of his past, that's not fair to you, obviously, but it also puts your relationship in a box, so to speak. That's not healthy. Next story 2. Didn't technically cheat, but she invited two men into her life. My GF and I had this rough patch back in Feb this year, and even though I was still staying in contact with her, she said she thought you'd never see me again and called one guy over and made out with him. Last week she confessed about it, but then a few days later her sister's BF, let's call him Ron, who was present during this, called me and told me that there was a dude who came at her place while they were still there and then began being all touchy. She was not only letting him but holding his waist and stuff too. That's all she claims she did. This was another guy. I've seen them do this in a time lapse Ron recorded. Now she says she genuinely thought we were broken up and never cheated. I did something similar the past month where I downloaded an app and sexted with a stranger when she dumped me in front of her friends and blocked me ever. I feel like what she did was worse, as she physically touched people she knew from her past, and there were 2 in the same week. Her body just doesn't feel like mine anymore after finding those things out. I'm more mad that she hid it and didn't confess when she did about the other guy she made out with. I've been taking some space to think, but she's overly affectionate/clingy, so I'm scared she starts craving a connection as soon as there's distance. She claims she really loves me and wants to see a future with me long term, and she made those mistakes months ago when her feelings for me weren't that strong. I genuinely want to break up, but what if her feelings are genuine? She claimed she'll delete IG and remove all other guys and she only wants me. Any advice/suggestions would be helpful. Comment. This isn't a healthy relationship and it won't last. Don't play the game where you each nitpick the definition of cheating. The definition will forever be changing to suit each of your needs. Go to couples counseling. If she means what she says, she will go. If you want to break up, then break up. Her feelings are irrelevant. A relationship where you aren't feeling it, where you don't trust and respect her, will never work. Look, you both have made mistakes, just dove on and learn from this. I'm sure that you will find that special someone, you just have to look. Next story 3. I believe my wife has cheated multiple times in our 24-year relationship. There is too much to tell and what has happened, which will take too long on a phone to type. In a nutshell, my wife has been emotional, abusive and controlling for most of our relationship. She is spiteful, insecure, and extremely jealous person. I was in a constant state of damage control to keep her happy. There has been a few times in our relationship that it looked like she was cheating, but I couldn't get any proof. I've come to realize that she gaslights, rewrites history, blame shifts, and manipulates me. I could never get any real proof, but my gut was screaming at me that something was going on. All the red flags on here is what she was doing. I now believe I have just caught her in her own lies. In 2006 to 2008 she was very protective of her phone and put in a new password and never left it unattended. She would take it to the toilet and in the shower and never let me touch it. This was around the time she said that she loves me but is not in love with me. Sex was a chore and she wanted the lights off so she could pretend it was someone else. One time she said other man's name during sex, which she denied later and said it was in her fantasy. One night she couldn't sleep and got up to message her friend who we both know. I waited for her to come back to bed, but at 11:30 p.m. I got up and found her messaging in the lounge. She was smiling and typing away happily until I said, "When are you coming to bed?" She quickly closed her phone and hid it under her leg. She looked like she had been caught with her hand in the cookie jar. I asked her who she was messing, and she said her friend. I said it late and I have work in the morning and she needed to come to bed. She said that she's coming now and got up. I then asked if she was going to say good night to her friend, which she replied that she just did before I came in. Over the next few weeks, this late night messaging happened a lot, as I asked to see her phone. She said no because she was bitching to her friend about me and didn't want me to read the messages. I insisted and went to the toilet to delete the conversation. She gave me the phone after where there was no messages there. I went to look at other messages to people and she snatched the phone back and asked me what I'm doing. There is so many things before this and after that she did or said. Her friend moved away a few years ago and I had the opportunity to catch up. In that time I asked to see messages from 2006 to 2009 from my wife. There was no messages where she was bitching about me or any late at night during the working week. She has stated all along that she has never cheated, but this new info I believe is the smoking gun to get her. How should I approach this so I can confront her for the truth? Need help? Comment. You're allowed to end a relationship even if you don't have CSI level proof of cheating. Don't waste your time or your money hiring investigators or forcing polygraphs or whatever. Don't waste your mental bandwidth interrogating her friends. What happens if you had some kind of magic spell to determine with 100% certainty that she was faithful? Are you going to stay with an emotionally abusive, controlling, spiteful, insecure, jealous, gaslighting, manipulative, not in love with you wife, just because she has been faithful? Well, after 24 years of abuse, gaslighting etc. from a flagrant narcissist, what more can you lose? She has beaten you into the ground already. You wanna endure another 24 years of BS? Who cares if she cheated? What will that do for you now? Time to escape the BS, brother. Didn't even bother reading the post. Got to the part where you said she told you she's not in love with you and turns the lights off during sex so she can imaging someone else. That right there is when you should have told her you want a divorce. After that you've just become a doormat for her to walk all over. Have some respect for yourself. She doesn't have any respect for you at all. What difference does it make? You stayed around for 24 years knowing she was cheating. There was no consequences as you would not do anything and she knows it. If you state has a default statute for divorce, get a smoking gun and file divorce under this. No matter what you say, she will gaslight. Go see a lawyer and see if enough proof, grow a pair and try to get more if lawyer says you need more. If you're not getting a divorce, just leave the proof for her to read and just say getting a hotel till I can see a lawyer. See what she says from there.